think that is good. And that our video will switch on over. Yeah, I think we're live. Hi, friends. Hello.
Hello.
All of you watching the replay right now. Hi, welcome back to another Scrappy Sisters Scraplift challenge. We're just going to wait here for a hot second so that everything goes over onto our iPads, computers, or whatnot. There we go. Just clicked for me. Okay. All right, and now we're going to see if it clears up because, yes, it is blurry on my iPad, Caitlin, but not. But you are too. Oh, wait, now you're clear. I'm still fuzzy. Oh, wait, is it clearing up now? I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, I feel like you were clear for a second and then it went right back.
Okay, well, we're just going to hang out and see what happens. You're at least clear. Anyway, you are offline. Oh, how am I offline here on mine? I want to see the I want to see the comments. What the heck? Maybe my internet has an issue. I hate technology. Hate it. There's never not an issue. You know what I mean? Like it just never is smooth. Kills me. Okay, so let's try this again. Makes me. So I at least have comments. Yay. Looks like it's just you and me here, maybe.
It does. It does. You know, it does show two people. I see next to the live, it shows, well, that could be us, right? Is that what you mean?
Right.
That could literally just be us.
It might be. I don't know. Well, if anybody's watching, hi, thanks for hanging out. Today, and I'm going to try to see, well, after I get everything switched around, I'll see if I can figure out why it's fuzzy. I don't know if I'll be able to, but we'll try to figure it out. Today, we are going to be scrap lifting a layout from Marionette, who is Marionette Scraps, I believe, on Instagram. She is our inspiration for this page. Marionette is someone who is well known for using a lot of black and white, especially black and white photos in her projects, and combining that usually with yellow. There's something about, maybe that's her favorite combination is black and white and yellow, but a lot of times that's what you see from her. Now, in this particular layout that we are going to scrap lift, she used the Wander story kit from Ali Edwards and used a combination of a lot of different neutrals, but then really dug into her stash of embellishments and went like had a party with embellishments on the page. And I loved that. I loved the concept of just throwing a bunch of stuff on the page. The layout that we are working on does not really have any journaling on it. So for me personally, I found a different, I'm going to be adding some journaling because I can't have a story without words. It's just, me. But it is an invitation to potentially make a layout that does not include journaling. So that is there, which is kind of fun. I did consider not adding journaling, but ultimately was like, oh, I feel like I have to have it.
You have to.
So that's what we're going to be working on tonight.
Crystal, she has her own journaling, but if you have to like scroll through her pictures, she has an insert in the middle between the two pictures of all of her journaling. And it's a lot of journaling. And I was like, oh, there it is.
That makes more sense. No journaling on here. I'm like, that's okay. It doesn't really have to have it. It's a great page without it. So
yeah, I like the challenge. I didn't take the challenge.
I did too.
But I like the challenge.
Oh my goodness. So it'll be fun. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and get our cameras switched all over so you guys can see what we're working with on our own desks. Caitlin is going to have better camera footage than me for now. I'm going to see if I can figure out why I'm blurry and try to resolve that while I get things moved around. So
I feel like this happened last time, and eventually
close your eyes for a hot
just
second.
got better.
I thought it was because I was squeezing the volume button, but nothing is touching the buttons. So that's weird. But we'll find out. Anyway, we'll see you on the other side of the camera. Going on here. That's you. That's me. It's weird because on my actual phone, oh, I did this again. Okay, I'm going to put this all the way down here. Sorry. On my actual phone, it's crystal clear.
That's wild. Are you using data or are you using Wi-Fi?
Let me find out. I'm on Wi-Fi. Maybe I'll try going on data, see what happens. Can I?
Wasn't that the case with your old phone? Or maybe I'm remembering a different situation. I think I'm thinking of the Instagram lives. I feel like you had issues with that for a while.
Ooh, are we still there? Caitlin, are you still there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Okay, let's see if that...
I mean, it looks very clear now.
Better? Okay, I just turned Wi-Fi off.
Yeah.
Because maybe our Wi-Fi's got an issue. Oh, which is an errand. Oh, yeah, now it's on mine. Okay, so that kind of fixed it.
It looks beautiful. It's fixed. Hi, Terry.
For a little bit, with my iPhone, I had to do that. But then eventually it didn't matter anymore. Like it fixed itself. It's probably not the phone. It's probably our internet that's being...
Yeah.
Also, right now, like in our area, that sort of things. There's a lot of stress on just Wi-Fi services in general because it's the evening. People are home. They're on their phones. They're watching their YouTube. They're streaming their videos. So it puts a lot of strain. And when that happens, sometimes Wi-Fi services like degrade your Wi-Fi, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that could be what's happening. So that just means I'll have to I can always attempt to start with Wi-Fi because then I don't have to use my data. But then worst case, no. Okay, so here's what we've got for me, at least. I am going to be telling a story about Memorial Day. For Memorial Day this year, we did a parade in the front lawn, or we observed the parade from the front lawn of my new office, which is like this little house. So this is the porch of my office. And my kids are sitting on the little chair here eating some popsicles, and it's just kind of a cute picture. So I followed suit with Marionette, and I turned my photo black and white because Caitlin, I'm just now looking at your picture, and it's like her picture.
I'm going to tell you right now that I knew the inspiration before I got this picture, so I totally copied her. I was like, Alex, we're going for this walk. I want a picture of May in the woods, just like she did. I wasn't able to make it black and white though, because there's too much there's too much different stuff. It was hard to see her. But yeah, it's pretty funny. I just copied the same exact picture.
That's incredible. Yeah, I looked up and I'm like, oh my God, that's the same picture.
I loved the picture so much. I just copied it.
It's so good. Because what I had to do when I turned mine black and white, I ended up using the burn tool, and I burned all around the kids, but I didn't on them because I wanted them to stand out. I wanted them to be lighter on my picture because I had the same thing where there was a lot going on. So I was like, maybe if I just darken everything except them,
that's a good idea.
It will pop them out a little bit more. I don't know. And then I'm actually going to be using what was this called? The Great Outdoors kit from Allie Edwards, which was like a special release that they did, I want to say in 2021, maybe. It could have also been 2020, but I think it was 2021. And this one, for whatever reason, is one of the only collections that I don't have anything digital. I'm so bummed. I was like, oh no, how do I not have this digital? Because it's so much easier when I have the digital pieces. Yeah. But I still, managed to figure it out. But I was a little bummed. And I will say also that I'm going to be putting mine in a 6x8, my 6x8 yearbook album. So the picture is 7x8.25, but then I'm going to be creating my own collage page with, they are like roughly, they're rectangles. They're,
Okay.
you know, like they're 3 inches wide by 2.33 or 2.66 inches tall. So they're like almost squares because hers were squares.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted it to fill a full 6x8. So, you know, minor adjustments there. What story are you telling?
I'm literally copying her so much. I'm like copy pasting. I'm just telling the story of we have been going for walks more often. We've been going to the park near us. So just talking about that, like when I saw her post and saw that picture, I was like, oh my gosh, perfect opportunity to tell this story. So I'm going to literally be copying everything because I have the Wonder Kit, and I am not good at using all the pieces. And I loved how many pieces she used. So I was like, I'm just going to copy it because I have all of those pieces and I need to use them. And I love the way it looks. So I'm literally just copying her so much. Like literally it's going to look exactly the same as hers. What I've added though, more pictures because you know me, I need pictures. So I'm actually I'm still copying what it's going to look like in the very front, but I'm going to have 3 of those squares be flip outs with journaling and another picture. I made one because I was kind of testing how I was going to do it. So I figured that out. But yeah, I always need more pictures and I definitely need journaling. So yeah, so it's going to literally look the same. But I'm just going to have 3 of these squares be flip outs.
I like that though, because it allows you to still include the things that are important to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's cute because it's not a story I thought about telling, but after we talked about which ones we're going to use, I was like, oh, that's perfect. We've been walking. We've been trying to be outside more and go for walks. And Mabel loves outside. Like she loves being outdoors. She loves wandering. She's a wandering queen. And she's encouraging 2 people that are not, that do not like to go outside very much. She's helping us get out there and have fun. And it's really nice. And I'm proud of us. We haven't done it in a minute though. We had that air advisory. So like,
oh yeah,
we stopped everything. We haven't gone for a walk in a really long time, but, which that whole thing's crazy.
yes. Yes, it is. It's better now though, isn't it?
I think so. I'm just assuming. I do know that we were in an area that said, anyone that had any like breathing issues would have trouble. So that high risk people shouldn't be outside. And now I think it just says it's moderate right now. So I think we're better. But yeah, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, there were the Canadian fires and they blew over into Michigan. And so our air quality was affected. And we actually got warnings not to like go outside. I even saw things that said like wear your N95 masks. If you're out and about. And we didn't go that far. We definitely still went outside a little bit, but we definitely like limited our exposure.
Yeah, it was, I feel like, what did we do? Well, the kids were at my parents' all last week. So we were just like, we were hermits.
That's perfect.
Inside. So it didn't affect us, but Erin did text my parents, like, just, FYI, there's some air quality issues. My mom's like, oh yeah, we're staying inside, which was good.
Have we ever had anything like that? Like,
I don't think so, because usually the fires are all out west.
Yeah, I read on a few different places that it's pretty common in other places.
Yeah, nope, not that I can think of. Oh wait, I do. Go back. One of the things I wanted to do, because in her layout, she's got one of her squares as a tag. And
Yes.
that's also a marionette thing. She always has tags in her layouts, and I love it. So I was like, oh, I want a tag shape, but I didn't like in this collection, it came with tags. Let me do this so you can see better. It came with these tags, but they're so yellow compared to everything else. Like they're almost like neon. They're like kind of a greenish yellow. You know, I'm like, I don't like it. So it's like, I'm just going to take one of these and turn it into a tag because, you know, I want the shape.
I made this too small. I think I was planning on cutting off more of the top, and I definitely did not do that. So might have to reprint some things. That's fine.
That is fine.
That kit that you have is very pretty, Crystal.
I really like this. And I've had it. I literally unsaran wrapped the cards. Still like with the plastic wrapping because I haven't even opened them, and I was like, ooh, I like this. Because it's really pretty.
It's funny. I do love being challenged on these because it helps me use some things. I'm not a huge fan of some of these like darker colors, and the way she used it made it all flow together and like just look so pretty. So I'm happy because I feel like I've been staring at the Wander kit for a while, and I'm like, what am I going to do with this? And the woods is perfect. Like when you think of the woods, you think of all of these darker tones. Also, I kind of regretted I recently went through and divided all my stuff to kind of help me like plan for projects. And of course, I really wished I just kept the Wander kit together because I had to go digging everywhere because she used like everything is from that kit, which is awesome. Like that's like literally so cool. Like you could tell that she was just like, I'm gonna do it. And she went for it.
It just makes it a little bit easier, yeah.
But yeah, so I did have to go around and find all the stuff that I just divided. It's so wild too. I feel like we just did this because last month's was later.
Because we had to do it so late. Yeah. I know.
And like guys, Crystal texted me and was like, you know, just I don't know if you said a reminder or like, are you ready for tonight? And I'm like, oh my gosh. Totally forgot. It's been a little crazy here. You know, I feel like I have thousands of projects trying to get ready for this baby. And there's just so much to do. So I'm just trying to do a little bit like every day of what I can. So I was just not expecting that. We're just going to cut off. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I feel like because this is June, I feel like you're going to be here for the July one. When is your due date?
It's August 8th.
Yeah, so I'm like, you're going to be here for July.
Preparing to be a week early because, you know,
because
May was like a week and a half, and then my family sounds like they usually are. I have it's early pregnancies too. Like I'm always earlier than what they think when I'm there. So I'm like, that makes sense. You know what? I don't like.
Okay.
Oh, Crystal, your page is looking really cute.
So I've got this part. And so here's where I snuck in my journaling. Although it's hard because like, I don't like that all this text is together. Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, I could do this, but then I don't like that all the brown is together.
Oh my gosh. That's the struggle is real.
Maybe this.
Here you go.
No, I don't like that either. So, okay, maybe back to here.
Can you switch the pink?
And then back to here. Or then maybe like here. But then, but I don't like that either. Okay,
maybe like the text again. This is my constant struggle with everything. That looks good, Crystal.
Maybe like right like this.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, maybe it's better like this, though. Yes. So I've got yes.
struggle is real.
Mhm. So then, because on hers, she has the Wander title, but I didn't have a word. So I found this wood veneer from the collection that says collect beautiful moments that I liked. So I was like, okay, I could put that on here, which is also partially why I made it really dark. Let me move this so you can see better. I made it really
yeah, there you
dark
go.
so that that would pop out, because otherwise
That's
it
cute.
like clashed with it. So I'm like, I've got that. I have this cool like butterfly that's a little tone on tone that I
Yeah.
like. It's like Big Love. This is a Studio Calico thing, but I like that. And then maybe some of these like phrase stickers or phrase words. I don't know.
Oh, I like that blue butterfly.
Yeah, it's really pretty. I need to see if there's probably plastic on it. Did I need to remove? Oh yeah. Oh yes. There we go. We got like that and that. And the title.
Not forget to add these tags or it'll never happen.
I have to tell you about the coolest thing that we did yesterday. Today's Tuesday, right? Yeah, yesterday.
Yes.
So for Izzy's, I need to post some pictures of it too. I need to pick some and just post them. I haven't posted pictures beyond like the 3 projects I made for Studio Calico this month. Instagram. I've just been like radio silence, but
yeah, it's hard. I feel like
it's
you're doing a
hard.
lot though. You know, I feel like
It's
you've
just hard
been
to
busy.
keep up with. Yeah. So anyway, yesterday, Izzy's Girl Scout group had an outing at a place that is literally located in Fenton, Michigan. So like basically where we live. It is this little, I'm going to call it very loosely a zoo, because it's not really a zoo. It's called Soup's Exotic Jungle. And what it is it's these people who own a whole bunch of land, and they have a house on their land. And then on the rest of it, they have created a almost like an animal sanctuary type of thing. They're an animal rescue company specifically for exotic animals. So people who buy, like alligators to keep as pets and then find out that they're not really good pets, they rescue like those. So they have a wide variety of exotic animals that they have saved, but that they're not able to be put back into the wild because they were raised by humans.
Okay.
But they were not properly taken care of by humans. So these people are like, we rescue them, we raise them, we, give them a really good life. And then in order to help afford to do that, they have, you can go on a tour through their exotic jungle, and you can help to like feed some of the animals. You can hold some of the animals depending on, the type of animal it is. You can touch the animals. Like it was so cool. So we went to do this with her Girl Scout troop, and they got to feed grapes to lemurs. They have 3 lemurs, and they're like, lemurs are an endangered species that are, they're basically only in Madagascar. They're Madagascar and one other place, but 80% of Madagascar's jungles or, forests have been deforested.
Oh my
so
gosh.
they're like, there's nowhere for them to go. So they're lemurs. They have 3. They have 2 that are like twins, and then 1 that's an older female that's the queen. And they're like, we're not breeding them because there's nowhere for the babies to go. And they're not allowed to cross state lines. So they're like, we're just helping them to live their best life at this point. So they had the lemurs, so we got to feed them grapes, like hand feed them. So like they're in their enclosure, and so you just like hold the grapes in your hand, and they reach out and just like grab them and eat them. It's so cute. We got to hold and bottle feed a baby kangaroo.
Aww.
It was so cute.
That's so cool.
It was insane. They had like a whole bunch of snakes. So we got to like hold the snakes and touch the snakes. And like I have a picture of Jonah with a 20-pound, it's technically, okay, so it's not technically a boa constrictor because apparently they changed classes for snakes, like what is considered to be a boa constrictor and what is not. So in the past, it was considered a boa constrictor, but now it's not in that category anymore. But it was huge. So they're like, it'll get up to 40 pounds.
Oh my.
And so it's at 20 and it's literally around Jonah's neck and like it's as big as him, like it's insane.
That's crazy.
Cool. That's
so cool.
It was so cool.
You have some awesome pictures by the sounds of it. That place was in
I'm like, I need to post these things because it was just the coolest thing. And then to listen to the guy, like as we're talking, like he just was like, like, for example, he's like kangaroos, when a kangaroo is born, it's the size of like, I forget what he said, like something ridiculously small.
Oh, it's like a bean. It's like they're
like
extremely tiny. Yeah.
He's like, and it stays in the mom's pouch for over a year. I feel like it's a couple years. And but they're also not solitary animals, so they need to have companions. So they currently had 2 adult kangaroos, and they're the kind that have like really thick fur. They're like their bodies are made for colder temperatures. Because there's another kind that's not meant for colder temperatures. But they're like,
I don't know anything about kangaroos, but that's interesting.
I know, me too. So they're like, they have the 2, and one of them is nearing the end of its lifespan.
Oh, okay.
So they got the baby to become the companion to the other one. So they're like that way, because they need
Sounds like they need it. So
they need it. Yes. So they have that. It was so cool. They had a lynx. That was probably the coolest thing.
Oh.
Which is like a bigger bobcat.
Yeah, I would have loved that.
And somebody had it as a house pet.
Oh my God, of course.
Again, realize like this is not a great house pet to have.
People are so dumb. Like, why would you?
So they're like, we saved it. And it lives there now. And it's best friends with their, they have a rescue, not Rottweiler, but another, like, what's a dog that people are usually like a little scared of?
So you said Rottweiler. You mean like a pit bull or something?
It's not a pit bull. It's something else. You know what? It's not. It's not a scary dog. It's a German. Not that those are scary, but it's a German Shepherd.
Oh yeah, those are scary.
Yes. So
I mean,
they can be, but they're not. I mean, they're really not. People. It depends on the way that they're bred and brought up, right?
Yeah.
So they have a rescue German Shepherd that is best friends. It's the adopted brother of the lynx. So they like hang out with each other and play with each other.
That's so cute.
I know.
That's just the cutest.
Yeah. So it was wildly cool. Like it was so cool. I really liked it. And I loved it too because like I said, the guy who was doing the tour, so he's like the one who owns it and takes care of all the animals. Like just to listen to him talk about all of the different species that they owned and it was really cool. Oh, we got to hold this one blew my mind. We got to hold I want to say it was like maybe a 3-foot alligator.
Ooh. That's
like super tame. He's like, I know, it was like a little crazy. He's like, she is the nicest, one of the nicest animals we own and like loves people. And he's like, and if she is like feeling upset, that she has like signals that she gives to him. So he's like, cute. If she's upset, she'll like slightly like just kind of like gape her mouth a little bit. And he's like, and then I know she needs a break.
That is so cute.
Go take a break. Like, oh my gosh. It was crazy. It was crazy. So I'm going to have to like post some of these pictures and people are going to think I, have endangered my children. But
it's funny because I don't know if you ever watched Tiger King, but that's essentially what Carol
Yep.
Carol did, which is funny because, you know, people
Yep.
are pretty mean about her because of that show, but really that was what she did. And she did make money off of them, but it was because it was, you know, not touching them. It was not breeding them. So I remember people giving her crap because they're like, you also raise tigers. And she's like, no, it's all the idiots that get them, like the Tiger King.
Right.
And, you know,
Want them
and
as
then,
pets.
you know,
Yep.
I you know, just let them live out their life. But yeah, that concept is so much better than the one of like the people just buying the exact ant. They just shouldn't do it. It's crazy. Like what people.
Yeah. Like who think he's like the one alligator, they have 3 and they're like 2 of them are like not they're and it's not that they're not nice. He's like they're just I would never like
Yeah.
put that near a person. He's like there's only this one that is totally okay with it. Who like because they go to schools and they bring the animals to the schools too sometimes.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
he's like, I brought this alligator to schools. Like, it's fine. It's wild. It's wild because it is a wild animal. So you're like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it's crazy. It's crazy, you know? Anyway, so he was saying that one of them, they have a male that they rescued, and somebody purchased it as a pet and they kept it in their dark garage and fed it hot dogs for like 2 years.
Oh my God.
When
That
it
poor
came,
animal.
he's like, just so you know, alligators can survive in the wild without eating anything for 2 years. They don't need to eat for 2 years. He's like, correction, they don't, and that's not true. It's not that they don't need to eat. It's that they will not die from malnourishment for 2 years, essentially. He's like, but you know, that's obviously not good for them. He's like, so these people who fed them hot dogs, the inappropriate diet and all of that, he's like, the alligator came and they're like, oh yeah, we've had this alligator for 2 years and look how good he is. And he's like, no, no, he's not in good shape at all. And he's like, and they have had him, I think he said for like 6 months, less than a year. And he's like, he's already put on like a whole foot in length and like has beefed up his body. And he's like, he's so much better.
Starving to death. They were starving him.
They
It's
were
so sad.
starving
Those
him.
animals should not be adopted. It's for one, it's not very safe, but like 2, what I find the most important is that it's not fair.
No,
to
it's
the
not.
animals.
It's not. You know, and it kind of blew my mind too that so many of what they had came from that kind of a situation. That it's like, you know, and it's sad because they get rescued, but then like they really can't go back into the wild. They're just not, they can't do it, you know?
Yeah. Which thankfully people like this exist to be able to help some of them, but I'm sure they would just be better off back in the wild, you know, where they belong.
Yeah. So it was cool. I'm going to post about it at some point. We'll see what kind of comments I get.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was sweet. The links you could, because that one was like you don't touch it. We got to feed it. He had like a container of raw meat, like just like chopped up raw meat, and these huge tongs. So then you could like pinch, you know, he got it ready on the tongs, and then you could put it up to the fence and the lynx would like reach out and grab it and eat it, like, you know, through the thing. But if the kids would run up and down the lawn, it would just run them up and down the lawn.
That's so cute. I mean, it probably wanted to eat them, but it's really cute.
He was saying, because he went in there with her and brought the food in, and he's like, he's like, when we decided, you know, to rescue her, he's like, I would have never believed you if you told me that she was going to care more about being pet than being fed. He's like, he goes
That's
in the
so
cage, and he
cute.
goes in there with this full thing of meat, and she's just like rubbing and like, like scratch my head, scratch my back. And she's like, okay, now I'm ready to eat.
That's so cute.
It was so cute. And Izzy's like, I want one for a pet. I'm like, no, this is what we're letting you.
They'll end up being here.
These are not pets. He had a tree frog, like I think like rainforest tree frog, like what is it? A red-eye tree frog. He had one of those that we got to hold, and he was like, that they're really, he's like, they're not good pets because they're really boring. They don't do much. He's like that it's not, they're not hard to take care of, but they're not that exciting. And so those people will get, and then they get bored of them, and
that's so sad. Like, these people get these animals and they're like, God, these are boring. I don't want it anymore.
Right. Oh, guess what? We got Spooky. We got his mats shaved off of him.
Oh, yay, finally.
I know. I was so excited. That's why I couldn't make it to Monday coffee hour, because
yes, I do remember
they
that.
called me on Friday and I was at Meijer shopping, and she was like, because at first she said we could do it at noon, but I'm like, oh, I get out of work at noon. I'm like, I couldn't be there until 12:30 at the latest. She's like, okay, well, how about 1:45? I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. Because at this point, I'll take whatever you got. And then one day I'm in the shower and I'm like, oh my God, it's Monday coffee hour at the same time. Shoot.
That's so funny.
Couldn't believe it. What do I want to do? Oh, I kind of like this.
Where did you, I mean, I know you had trouble. Like, did a place just finally?
They finally called me back.
Okay.
Which I think they don't work every day. Like, they're not there every day.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine they don't groom all day, every day.
Yeah. So, which made sense.
They don't want any
For calling
animals.
back. There's one just like right down the road, and they never called me back. So I was like, oh. And it's a big deal. Like, I struggle. Like, it's so. We've talked about this before. It's stupid that I struggle with calling people. So for me, I'm always like, okay, like, build yourself up. We got this. We got this. We call, and I'm like, I leave a message, and then they never call back, and I'm like, oh God, now I have to call another one.
Yup.
Okay, like
my fear is always that for some reason I'm just wrong about that place. So like, I think I've told you this before, but if they don't ever call me back, I'm like, cool. They just got, like, some random person just got that message. I think I'm a complete idiot.
Or like, I felt like that too, because this place, like, I feel like I triple checked it to make sure that they did cats.
Yeah.
And then they don't call me back. I'm like, well, maybe they don't do cats. And they're like, what is this stupid person calling?
I do. I'm like, can you imagine getting a random call from someone that's like, I would like you to shave my cat? Like,
just like a total random person would be hilarious. That would be so fun. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do that, and then I gotta just like embellish stuff over here. You.
I'm going to just looking for phrases.
Today I took the kids to the library after I picked Izzy up from her summer school thing.
Oh yeah.
We just went to the Holly one, and they've actually got events that they're doing throughout the whole summer on Thursday, like after school Thursday hours. So I guess, school after the summer program gets out on Thursdays. And I was like, oh, we could make it to this. Because usually their events, I feel like we're on Mondays and Wednesdays when we have people watching kids. So we're like, well, that's not helpful. But we can actually go to them, which is exciting.
That's exciting. There's so much
Mhm.
through the library. And 2, is this the Fenton one or the Holly one?
Holly one. So it's just down the road, which is nice.
That is
And
nice.
usually I poo-poo on them because they're the access to audio stuff from that particular library is atrocious. But now I have a different solution. I have other libraries that I have been able to sign up with. So that problem is fixed, and now we can go there to just enjoy.
That's good. That's really good.
But today we went there, and I brought the book that I'm currently reading, which is one that I own, but I'm like, I'm just going to sit here and read while you guys go do your thing. And Jonah decided to play like tag or something or chase in the library, like throughout the whole thing. And I'm just losing my mind of like,
oh no,
please stop running. You cannot run in the library. Please stop running. And he's like,
library. It's a library.
Like, at this end of the aisle, like the far end of the aisle, and I'm on the other end of the aisle. And every time I go to get him, he runs to the opposite end. And I'm just like,
God.
I can't. I'm like, please,
I hate it.
Please counter people. Please, librarians, just yell at him and make him embarrassed. And then he'll come to me. But they didn't yell at him. So I had to, be embarrassed and go track him down. He was doing it because he was mad at me.
Oh, of course.
So, he's like throwing a tantrum and running around. Oh my God.
They know what how to get us.
They do. I want like this color. Oops. Okay, so I want to do that. And then another one. Like down here. Or do I want it to be even? Nope, actually I want it to be even. Okay. Okay, so there's the one side. Look at that. It looks so cool. Like all her just sticking stuff everywhere. I loved.
I love it. It's so much, and I don't know how to do it, but like it looks so good. That looks really good, Crystal.
So I'm literally just mimicking. Like that was totally her. I was like, I'm just gonna mimic this because I also don't really know how to do that.
Yeah, like just throwing all the pieces together. It looks so good.
Yeah.
I'm really happy we picked this one because maybe this will help me in the future. Just go for it,
Mm-hmm. Okay. I wanted to put some of these. I have these layered stickers, which I don't want them to be layered, so I'm going to take off the layers. But I have these layered stickers that I'm going to put on here too that are florals. They're so pretty, but I just will never use them layered. Also, friends, our weather, I feel like today is totally bipolar. Like raining and then sunny, and then a thunderstorm, and then sun, and then another thunderstorm. Like it's
been wild today. We heard, because I was like, oh, I don't think it's storm. I think it might just be rain. And like we heard the loudest thunder clap, and I was like, never mind. And then it started hailing. Yeah, we got hail. I don't know if you got hail.
I don't know if
we got hail.
I'm not sure if we did. Maybe we did. We were at the library when like most of it hit. As I was like, well, we're just hanging out here. We're not going anywhere because it's not nice outside. So it's possible we did too, but I don't know. Like, what do I want to do here? What do I want to do? One of these I kind of want to add. Some of these I've got. No Place Like Home. That's kind of cute.
Hello, Dipper.
And
I'm gonna have to remove you. Ready?
destination. Embracing this. Oh, I like time with me. That's cute. Time with me.
Permanently. Yeah, this weather's been crazy. This morning it was just really cold. And I remember looking at the weather being like, oh, it's, not really cold, but like 60. And I was like, okay, so maybe, not play in the water. And then we got outside and it was so hot. I was like, there's no way this is 60 degrees. And then like I told May, I was like, oh, we'll go outside later because it's so nice outside. And then it was like raining and dark. And then it got sunny again. I was like, oh, maybe we'll go outside now. And it started storming, just like you said. It was just like, it was wild.
It just could not make up its mind.
Yeah.
Just decide. Be one thing.
It's done that before with even snow. Like, it's just, you think we'd get used to it, but never do.
Nope.
You know what I should do? Punch this first. Ugh. I like the colors on that kit that you're using, Crystal.
Yeah, they're really pretty. They're very neutral, but I'm a huge fan of mustard yellow.
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite color. Well, I don't know. I like orange, but mustard yellow is like an orangey yellow, you know?
I was gonna say, I know your favorite color is orange, and that makes sense. Mustard yellow is very like orangish.
Mm-hmm. It's totally my fave. I feel like this is not quite it. Maybe this one. Yeah, I like that better. I'm going to fill all these and see what I like. See if I like it. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see.
Sometimes that's what you do. You just try it all out. All right.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. What else do I want here? Maybe I'll add some of these on there too. I think that's what's so different is it's like, just go wild.
Yes, that's what it is.
On there.
I'm always like, there's no way you can put more than a couple phrase stickers on something and just put them everywhere. How was the week? What was it called? It Jody and
Nana Joe Popeye.
Yes.
Camp week. It's
I
funny
love that idea.
The kid they had a great time. They had a great time. So what all did they do? They did so much. They went to go see the new Little Mermaid movie.
Aww.
One of the days. They went to a pool one of the days. They went out to see Haley, my sister. And then while they were there, they went to the zoo. That's so cute. Of my kids like holding Sophia and feeding her.
Oh my gosh.
It decided because of that she would like to have kids now.
I love that.
You know, she's been real uncertain ever since finding out the things.
The eggs.
she's not.
I mean, no one blames her. All that stuff is wild.
Yep. What else? They went shopping to like a bunch of thrift stores to get supplies for a mud kitchen, and my dad is building them a mud kitchen out of pallets.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Which is good. Yeah, it's gonna be.
Those are cool. Like the best.
He was working on it. He was working on it on Sunday, and I was like, Aaron's like, so we're gonna need one too.
Yeah.
for our house, please. And he's like, yeah, sure. Shouldn't be hard the second time around. I already know what I'm doing.
Just send him over here when he's done at your house.
Yes.
Send your dad around. We could use it. I've been looking at those. They've been popping up on stuff, and I'm like, gosh, like, what kid wouldn't love that?
Right. Yeah, they're cool. Thinking maybe that. All right, I need to build more on this tag one. This is fun.
Oh, that's so cute, Crystal.
I'm having a good old time. Let's do it. Maybe this one. No.
Add the phrases down here. That's what I forgot.
Okay. No to you. It's to you. I've been reading up a storm lately.
You've been what?
reading up a storm.
That's awesome. I have not been. I'm actually very behind.
You gotta catch yourself up. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, go for it.
I was just going to say, I've not even started our book for Thursday. And so we'll see how fast I can read 10, almost 11 hours. For this Thursday. Actually, I got a text similar to how I got your text today, but from Sarah that was like, hey, just a reminder, it's this Thursday. Because apparently I mentioned to her, I thought it was next Thursday.
Oh.
And she's like, just so you know, it's this Thursday. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
You're like, when it rains, it pours.
It does. And it's funny because I'm almost done with our other book club book and I'm like really excited about it. I'm like, yay, look at me. I'm almost done. I totally like just didn't even do the other one.
I ordered because our July book is a graphic novel. It's the Paper Girls graphic novel.
Yeah.
And I ordered only volume 1, and I regret not ordering the full collection. I had debated having the book club do the full collection, but the whole book is like $40 for all 6.
Yeah.
Which technically is a deal compared to buying 6 separate ones because they're $10 a piece. But I was like, I cannot be like, hey, go buy all these. Now you can, like they're on Hoopla and they're at the library. It's like when I was there today, I saw that they had all of them. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna read the first one and then I'll just check out all the rest of them.
There you go.
Which I think will work. That'll work.
I think so, yeah. Libraries are awesome. Like you can literally we really stopped using Audible because we can just get them on Hoopla or Libby.
And Hoopla has less wait times, I have found.
Yeah.
Than Libby.
I feel like I have more luck on Hoopla, but every once in a while Hoopla won't have something at all. So I can only get it from Libby. But I feel like most of the time Hoopla is the one that works for me.
I also started using an app that I downloaded a long time ago, but then I never used it, called Storygraph. Is that right? Yes, Storygraph. And the cool thing that it does is it tracks. So it's kind of like a Goodreads where you can add in the books that you're reading and the progress that you're making and your reading goals for the year, but it gives you stats on the books that you read. So when you go to do your review, on Goodreads, you do your review and you basically write your star rating. And then if you feel like it, you can write more. Like an actual paragraph of what you think. In Storygraph,
really cool.
When you review, you go in and it asks you a series of 6 questions. So it'll say, I think how it begins. It might be, no, because star rating is at the bottom. So it'll say, is this book mainly character driven or mainly plot driven, or is it complicated, or you don't know? Is this book slow paced, fast paced, medium paced? Is it
Cool.
It'll say like what type of mood. So the person who reads this book would be in the mood to read something, and then you can select. So you can say like adventurous, mysterious, romantic, heartwarming, or whatever it is, tender heart. I forget. There's like a word for like basically, lighthearted, complex, sad, tense. Like it has all these different moods that you can select for the different books.
Cool. Like what a great
right
document
so much. It's so cool. And then they have what else? They say, would you say that that the characters from this book are diverse? And then you can say yes, no, or it's complicated, or I think don't answer or whatever. I think that it's complicated is the last one. And then it's got is the main plot of the story, does it revolve around the flaws of the characters? Or is it some other thing? So you can say yes, no, or it's complicated. And then you can give your star rating. And for the star ratings, they have, 1 through 5, but then they also have 0.25, 0.5, 0.7.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I know. It's like, this is great.
Beautiful. We all need that.
There's so many books that I want to give like 3.5. And I feel bad giving it a 3, so then I end up giving it a 4, but really it's more like a 3.5. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm like, I love that. So it collects all this data on the review, but then it goes further, and there's actually like under your own profile, there's a graph portion that you can click on, and it will give you the stats of all the books you've read in the year. So it'll say,
that's so cool.
It has like a pie chart, right? So, and the pie chart will be like the books that you read have for the moods. Are they mostly mysterious? Are they mostly, like deep or whatever? And then there's one for like all the different things, like the paces of the stories. You can also select if you are doing the audiobook or if you are doing the physical book. And then there's a thing that gives you like format. So if
I need this app.
How many books are audio? How many are paper? It gives you all the genres. So then all the books that you've read in those different genres. It's so cool. I was like, I love this. So now every time I log a book, I go in there and I'm like, ooh, how are my stats now?
That's so cool. Crystal, I'm totally going to download that. What is that called?
It's called Story Graph.
I feel like I definitely need it for next year. Like just to get all the yearbooks together and to remember. That would be just so good for remembering.
Oh, cool. And then if you're doing a reading journal, which I think next year I'm going to go back to a reading journal and not have it a part of like a yearly collections or anything. I think I just want it to be its own thing again. But I can take those stats, and I think you can narrow them based on the month too. So you can do like the year. I think you can do the month. I haven't played around with it that much, but I think so. So then you can actually just take those and then potentially like download them or print them off and add those into your reading journal, which I think is
so cool.
You're
really getting on top of like what bookies need.
Yes.
For their
it's so fun to know the stats. I'm such a numbers nerd. I love it. Which blows my mind because
you're not a math person.
Yeah, I hated it. Like stats was the class I hated the most in college. No, that's a lie. No, it might have been the most, but I also blame it on having a really, really bad teacher.
Yeah.
So bad, in fact, that the class itself, it was a college course, you had attendance was part of your grade. And in order to get attendance, you had to go to the class and you had to log in on your phone and like almost like QR code yourself in there.
Oh, that's
and then you
weird.
had to answer like 2 questions to prove that you were there.
That's
So
wild.
I went to the class, but then I went to another professor's class and sat in on it. So I like went to 2 stats classes because the other professor, I felt like I could understand them, whereas mine, I couldn't. Like she just,
Oh my God, that's so bad.
so it was like, yeah. And I did okay. I passed, but it was not, I struggled. I blame her. I blame that lady. She was not good. She did not
It sounds like
speak
she
to
just, it does matter 100% what your teacher is like.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the worst subjects can be the best with the right teacher.
Yep.
I'm happy you had another teacher that you could listen to. What
And I'm glad
wild
because it was a huge class, right? Like those were enormous classes with so many people. Because if it was like this tiny class of like 10 people and this random person showed up who wasn't on your roster, you would know. But because it was so big, like they never even knew that I wasn't actually in that class.
That's so funny. I need to pull that in.
You guys are all so quiet tonight.
I know.
I'm like, I also partially wonder too if like our internet is being
I know.
like
I really hope like people
weird,
aren't talking and we're just ignoring them. Like
right?
it says 6 people are on here, which 2 might be
Yeah,
off. So
yeah, that's okay. We can chat and make up for it. So don't worry.
yeah,
Don't feel
don't you
pressure.
worry.
We'll just blah blah blah.
Crystal, I haven't talked to you in so long. It's so nice to just chat. We go from either like I feel like I go from either knowing like everything you did in an hour for like a few days to
Yeah.
like feel like I didn't talk to you for a month.
Yep, it's so true.
There's like no in between.
Today at work, I had a day full of phone calls, which I'm getting more comfortable with, and I feel so proud about it.
Good.
Like it's just, yeah. Kate even was like, she's like, you're doing really good with your phone calls, and she's like, you seem like you're getting a lot more comfortable. And I said, yeah, I am.
That's good.
That means a lot because,
I'm happy to hear that. I was going to ask you how that's going because we just talked about like how we're not good with phones. And then you're like, new job. That's what I'm going to be doing a lot.
I'm just going to be talking to people all the time. No, it's fine. I feel like as I get to know them, like even, I think, did I tell you guys about that there's a client, the very first client that I ever interacted with who was like super stiff. And I was like, oh no, I feel like, did I tell you about this?
No.
So, okay, if I didn't. So there's this client who came in, prospective, who's now a client, like they decided, yes, they're going to be a client. And so it was the first client I ever met, or prospective for that matter, like at all. And they came into the office and Kate was like, she's like, okay, here's the flow. She's like, I'm going to have you do the meet and greet and bring them in. And I'm going to be in the meeting room where the doors closed so they couldn't see her. And it's essentially like, let me see if I can draw this. It'll make more sense if I draw it. So we've got, we get a marker because that'll be easier to see. Let me throw a marker. Okay, so here we go. So our office is like, it's a little house, and you've got a big like meeting room, and it's got a door, and then you've got a bathroom back here with a door. Whoops. And then you've got like this big room that comes down like this, and that's the front door to go outside. My desk is right here, which is like my little chair. Okay. And we have a little couch right here. And then there's another door that leads into what we call our meeting room that's got like a big table in it, and it's got a screen and chairs for everyone to sit at. And this is where we conduct our actual like client meetings. This is a workshop room. So this is where we would host workshops and have people come in to do more educational types of things. And then we've got like a hallway, Kate's office, a break room, and a little kitchenette. So kitchenette, break room, Kate's office, meeting room. Right. And then it goes, no, this is open. Okay. So she's like, when they come in to the front door, I'm right here. So, greet them, have them come in, have them sit down for a minute just to get comfortable being in the room with me too. And then when you're ready, bring them back by this little, we call this like the client kitchenette. So we have coffee and water and stuff in there for them to grab if they want it, or I'll get it for them if they want it. So like we go by the kitchen and then we go into the meeting room, and this door is closed. So they can't see Kate as she's working in here. So they come in, these clients, they come in, I'm like, okay. And I'm super nervous. This is the first time I've done this. And she's, we haven't worked it out because this is the first time that she's done it too, because she's always had to greet them at the door herself when I wasn't there. So they come in and they sit down, and, I'm like trying to be really friendly, and they're just really stiff, like almost like cross their arms over their chest and like don't say a lot. They're not real smiley. It's just God. Like, I'm like, oh no. And then I just like, instantly like, I don't know, like overcompensating, and then I'm like,
I would do the same thing. Like I would be so nervous.
And then like, I probably should have spent more time with them, and like, it should have been like a little bit more, but I, at that point was just like, get him in the room, get him in the room. So I like rushed him over, got him in the room, and I was like, okay. Then I went home, and I was in the car on the way home, and I'm just like, oh my God, what is wrong with me? Why am I so bad at interacting with people? Like, what is wrong with me? So they ended up coming back to do another kind of, like, these are all introductory. They're at this point, they're not a client yet. They're just coming in to meet, to get to know Kate, to see what she can do, that sort of thing, to feel her out. Yeah. They came in for another meeting, and I was like, okay, all right, we're gonna be good this time. And I've met more people at this point, so I'm feeling a little bit better about myself. And they the same experience all over again. They go in the meeting room, and I sit down at my desk, and I'm like, I am not the problem. It is not me. This is not me. I am not weird. I'm not super strange. This is not me. This is them. And yesterday, so they have since decided, right, they're going to be our clients, and we've gone through the process of what that, how we onboard them and all that stuff. And it's been fun. So I had to call them this week to get some paperwork done and all that stuff. And on the phone with me, the client was so friendly. I was blown away. I was like, what?
That's amazing.
Happy with me on the phone? Like, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay.
I swear, what's so funny is you felt that way. They probably like went home and said the same thing. Like, God, why am I so awkward? That poor lady.
Might have. I don't know. It's funny because like one of them, I mean, they're both, it's a couple. So one of them they were both stiff at first, but one more than the other. And now it's like flip-flopped.
Oh, the one funny.
Who's stiff is now, yeah, just take turns with me. It's all right. I'm going to win them over. I'm convinced. I'm going to get it. I'm going to be BFFs. Just you wait. Oh my gosh. Oh,
that's pretty funny, Crystal. And I'm so sorry. I'm laughing at your experience.
No, it's fine.
But I do feel I would be the same.
That is just like real life, right? Like I tell people, it's so funny because what I have done for the last 4 years, like show up on things like this, where I'm live, and like I could say really stupid things and you can't take it back because like you're all here with me live.
There's a big difference though when someone's face is looking right at you. That's when it gets me.
Zoom, like although those first couple of Zooms that I did on Patreon, like the Zoom Hangouts and the I used to do like interviews and the what else? The coffee, the first coffee hours I ever did, I was a nervous friggin' wreck. But now you just get used to it and then you get looser. I used to have like scripts for myself for everything. And now it's, I've chilled out. It's good.
That's good.
It needed to happen. I needed to just chill the heck out.
It's not just you. I mean, I feel like you're a pro at this now. Like you're so good at it. And it honestly, even in the beginning, Crystal, I always thought you did well. So it's definitely some of this stuff is really what we see of ourselves and not what other people see.
Yes, it's so true.
So I feel like you've just always been good at it. And like even this interaction you're telling us about, I bet to them it went better, but for you, and I've totally been there. When I get nervous, I go really fast. Like it just becomes a really quick interaction. And I'm like, cool. That was obvious.
Oh my gosh. It's so true. It's so true. I feel like that too. I'm just going to put stars on everything because I put stars on these three and then was like, well, crap. It's like a column of stars. So I got to put them over here too.
You know what? I love those stars. I don't have stars. I only have like the little hearts, which I considered putting everywhere. She put a bunch of stars everywhere too. And I do love them. If I had them, I would be using them.
They're going in everything. Yeah, they're really cute. I like them.
They're super cute. All those colors and all those different sizes.
There you go. It might be a little overload. Whatever.
It's all right. I mean, this page is kind of an overload. That's what's so charming about it.
I guess right. That is the point, right? That's the whole point.
It's very charming how it can look so pretty, but still be just so wild.
A lot of stuff. Yes. I think that's going to be what I do here. I need to figure out. I'm going to date stamp here. Oh, yeah. So Terry, yeah, that Storygraph app is so cool. Yes. You'll have to tell me how you think about it.
I know I need to download it too.
You made it. Hi. Thank you. Oh, okay. A new one. Okay, I'm going to say it and then you might have to like phonetically spell it out for me. Is that Aloe? I probably just butchered that. Aloe.
It's very, it looks very pretty, so I assume it sounds very pretty. You're gonna have to tell us. Thanks, guys. I feel like you're like it's quiet, and everyone's like, "Hey, thank you, guys."
It's totally cool that you're all just making stuff or hanging out or multitasking. Well, I do not care. You're
That's
so
what I would
fine.
be doing.
Yeah, me too. Or maybe I want to do it here. Okay, what was Memorial Day? It was May 29. May 29.
I need a calendar and I don't have one in front of me.
Okay, well, if you need a specific day, you tell me. I'll tell you. I love yours. It is like the exact replica, and I love it.
It's exactly the same.
It's so good.
It was the 29th, by the way.
Yes. Okay. I think that's it. So what I'm going to do for this, because this one will just go like plop right into the album. This, because there's obviously no page protector that looks like this. I think all I'm going to do is grab a piece of like copy paper. Yeah, I got some right here. Okay. So just a piece of plain white copy paper that's thin because it doesn't need to take up any room at all. And then I'm going to cut this down to a 6x8 because I'm pretty sure that's what I made this. So it's going to go in a pocket on a 6x8. And then I'll have to figure out what the heck I'm going to do on the other side. And then the other side is the other one I'm doing is Cedar Point is the other. So
Oh, okay.
this was the week of Memorial Day and Cedar Point. So it was like a lot of stuff.
Oh, so much. That's how it happens, right? So that your week or your
Mm-hmm.
project life is just like, oh, this week should have 8 things, but the next one should have nothing.
Oh yeah, like the week that the kids went over to my parents' house, I have hardly any pictures. Oh, we did do Jonah had his kindergarten roundup. So technically he's going into young fives next year, which is like an in-between between preschool and kindergarten. It's for kids that aren't quite ready for kindergarten. He needs a little bit more time to, do some maturing.
Maturing.
So,
I feel like he started a little early, didn't he? So
yes. Well, and
that's not
technically,
surprising.
it's for kids. Young fives is for kids that turn 5 between September 1st, I think, and like maybe December 1st can do it. It might be a little bit more spaced out than that, but it's for kids that like would turn 5 early in the year.
Okay.
Versus like a lot of kids that are going into kindergarten are already 5 and they will turn 6. If that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. I do know it all has to do with ages. And
yeah.
Sounds overly complicated, but I know it's supposed to make sense.
So like I had friends when I was in school that were almost an entire year younger than me because my birthday is at the end of December. So I would have turned 6 within just a couple of months of being in school. And then
mine was January.
I had a friend that her birthday was in October. So she turned 5 in October and then I turned 6 in December. Right? So we're almost an entire year apart.
Yeah.
But we were in the same grade, So anyway, so he's going into young fives. And they did this, they call it their kindergarten young fives roundup, where you go and they have the capability of doing a couple of tests, like a hearing test and a vision test. And then you pick up some school supplies and whatever. And then they had a school bus that you could get on and tour. So I have a picture of him from last week, like standing on the school bus. And we're like, oh, poor Aaron.
That's
Aaron's
so cute.
crying his eyes out every day.
Aw.
He's so sensitive. Where did I say that? I told that story. Oh, I think on Thursday during my crafting live that I was like, yeah, Aaron's like at night, he's just real sad. He's like our kids or whatever. He's like, I can't believe you told them that. I said, listen, I'm just telling them how much you make up for some of the emotional deficit I have. Because
yes, nothing's wrong with that. Everyone likes that.
I'm like, our kids need that. And yes, I get emotional too, but not the same. It's like,
yeah,
it's good. It's good. It's probably
nothing's wrong with that.
Anyway, so
poor guy.
Okay, I'm going to stick this in and then I'm done. And I think you've been done, haven't you?
I'm done. Yeah, I'm just doing, January week 3. 2020.
All right, so I got that. And then this way I can just slip this into a pocket.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh. So I gotta get one of those. I have so many page protectors, which is good because some of their page protectors, they didn't discontinue them, but they haven't manufactured them as much. So a lot of them went out of stock and they were out of stock for a long time. That won't matter though. I have so many, a million. In fact, I think I have a whole envelope filled with them to add into a giveaway box.
Oh, that's so funny.
I just have too many.
Might take those. What size are they?
They're 6x8.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you need them.
I was just looking at mine recently because I only ever bought like a couple binders in the beginning and then like a pack of those. And I'm like, well, I'm running out.
Oh, let me give you some, please.
I like that, please.
Please take them and do them.
Bronwyn said that she's been struggling with some lack of picture weeks. Yeah.
Yes.
Just it sucks because I love pictures. So I take, 200 a week and it makes it extremely hard. And then there's like random weeks where I have like 3 pictures and I'm like, what the heck? What am I supposed to do?
I know. Last week, because I have the pictures of Jonah on the bus, and then that's, I think, it. Like, I have so few pictures. So I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? Because the kids were gone. So, like, apparently I don't feel the urge to photograph Aaron. Poor guy.
Yeah, no, I don't ever feel the urge to photograph. Maybe the cats.
Yeah, maybe the kids.
Never just Alex.
No. So I'm like, oh man.
Ton of pictures of him and May. Like,
yes. And like hardly any probably of you and May, because isn't that the way?
Yeah. Only some really bad ones that I just prefer not to even, acknowledge the existence.
But so what I'm doing, because in that week I did a lot of cleaning. We did the basement. We got our basement put back together. I read like 2 books. I think I finished 2 books. And we watched a movie together, Aaron and I, which like we haven't done that in forever. So I'm thinking about, and we played a board game together. It's like we did stuff. I just didn't photograph it. So I'm thinking about after the fact, just going around and taking pictures of all the representative things.
The house, especially, like it's clean, right? Well,
yes.
Maybe not after the kids are.
It's been 2 days, so
Nope. Does not take much.
It does not. But anyway, I think that's what I'm going to do for my low week, because I feel that too. It's just like,
Take a quick picture of you and Aaron holding hands, just like your hands.
That's a good idea.
You could, throw that would be cute. It doesn't have to be the week of.
That's a good idea.
Like you guys spend a lot of time together.
I threw out my back somehow. Like I pinched a nerve in the middle of the week. Most likely because it was on Wednesday I woke up with it. So you were here on Tuesday with me.
Wow. It's from all that scrubbing and vacuuming.
It's from all those stupid bathrooms that I don't want to clean anymore.
Yep.
They're literally killing my back.
Yep. I did that Sunday when Alex left. I literally cleaned our bathrooms and I was like, I'm going to get all this stuff done. I got to start getting the nursery cleaned out. I really just got the bathrooms done. I was like, it's so sad when you're like, okay, maybe I can do this quickly. And bathrooms just take forever.
You're like, I'm going to get all this cleaning done. I'm going to do the bathrooms and then I'm going to move on to this room. And then I'm going to move on to that room. Yep. And you're like, okay, let's do the bathrooms. 5 hours later.
Yeah. It's crazy, but it's true. I think I always underestimate how much time it takes, but I'm like sitting there and it was so grateful because Alex had May gone out of the house for a while. I'm like, wow, I really need like 3 days of this. Instead of like 5 hours.
Yes. That's why like having my parents take them for an entire week was just a huge.
That's insane. Like, oh my gosh. What did it feel like? Did you guys still like each other? Did you guys discover if you still love each other?
We still love each other.
That's good.
That's a yes. But it was so quiet. That's why like we would sit down at dinner and Aaron would be like, it's so quiet. And he'd like start getting misty eyed and he's like, I miss them.
Oh, that's so cute.
My God, for 1 day.
That's so funny. Oh
my gosh. Yeah. Oh, my back. It's doing better. It's feeling a lot better. It was sad for Aaron because, okay, this could be TMI, but he's like, oh, the kids are gone, And
you're like, I threw out my back.
I can't move. He's like, this figures.
That's so funny. This poor guy. I'm sure that made him cry too.
My God.
This poor guy missing his kids, missing his wife.
I know.
Oh, that's so funny.
Anyway, no. So yeah, it's doing a lot better. I feel a lot better now. Now I think I did something to my knee. I'm just getting old, friends. My knees every once in a while they like pop, they like crack or whatever, especially if
Yeah.
I like twist in a weird way. So my knee feels like it needs to do that. Like it feels like it needs to pop, but it doesn't. And so like
Yeah.
it just kind of like it hurts like that, but it'll get better. It just, you know.
Goodness.
Apparently I just keep moving wrong.
It's just being older. I swear to God, it's the same. Me and Alex talk about that sometimes, just how like we're not doing much, but we keep. There was a morning where I woke up, and this was like a few years ago, where I woke up and I just turned my head to look over, and it like cracked, and it was so painful. I'm like, okay, like I couldn't move my neck after that. And I was like, I remember just sitting there like tearing up, like I didn't do anything. Like all I did was look. Like,
oh my gosh. Luckily, after all the cleaning that I did not have my carpal tunnel flare up, which
that's great. That's
usually it
surprising too.
does. Like usually if I spend an entire day cleaning bathrooms, then I'm going to be out of commission and then, you know, I'll have to wear a brace for weeks. But no, that didn't happen. So I'm like, okay, that's good. But then I threw up my back and, you know.
and then the reality was like, nope.
They're like, yeah, like, nope, haha, you think you're not getting older. Let me tell you something.
Can't let this lady have confidence.
Nope, definitely not. And yeah, it's like, oh God. Sometimes Aaron and I talk about that because, you know, I have carpal tunnel issues and throughout my back issues, and he's got his hip issues and whatever. And we're like, what is life going to be like in 30 years?
Are we still going to be here? Like, what?
We're going to be so screwed. You know, like, oh my gosh. Oh, and it doesn't help when you have like Jonah, he weighs pretty much the same amount as Isabella. They weigh like the same, even though they're 4 years apart. He's just the amount of density to that child it blows my mind. And he wants to be held and picked up. And I'm like, you are so heavy. I'm like, I will only pick you up if you actually hug on and hold me. And he's like, okay, I will. And then he never does. Yeah, and then he's wiggling. I'm like, you're the worst. You're the worst. We joke all the time and say in our house, like we tell each other that you're the worst thing that ever happened to me. It's a big joke. So like Aaron will do something and I'm like, oh, you're the worst thing that ever happened to me. Or like he'll be like, can you scratch my back? You know,
oh my God, I hate that sentence more than anything.
You know what? It's the consolation over here for all of the lack of everything, you know, else that I'm like, I don't care. I'll scratch your back every night. That doesn't bother me. I'll do that.
I swear. So we sleep with May in our bed, but the second we're next to each other, scratch my back, and I get so mad. I'm like, really? I have a night where I can, you're next to me instead of her, and here you are being more whiny. I don't want it.
Okay, second child. I will scratch your back.
Yeah, first child, technically, but yeah. It's so funny. You're talking about just how big Jonah is and carrying him and stuff. Like Mabel, toddlers and kids are just so wild. Like I can't understand. Like, so I thought of this when I got pregnant. I was like, how am I gonna like handle her? She's totally gonna be hitting me and kicking me and not on purpose, just she climbs and she tumbles. And I swear to God, I told Alex, like, this baby's going to come out with dents because she is constantly like hitting the stomach in some way, like with her feet, and it's never on purpose. She never like she never hits, but she's just, oh my God, they're just so wild.
She's just toughening it up. She is playing into the stereotypical oldest child, oldest sister, which I know this because I am one. And she is just toughening that baby up. Like, you're gonna come
There you
out,
go.
you're gonna be ready to rumble.
That's so funny. I love it. I know she really is, because it's like I said, it's not on purpose. She'll just flip over the couch or jump around somewhere, and it just boom right into me, and I'm like, God, wild children are wild.
Poor you. Poor baby,
Yeah.
but poor you.
I know. Well, that's what they say too. They're like, don't worry, baby's fine. It's you that it's happening to.
Yeah, that baby's got all that cushion, you know?
Yeah.
All that cushion pushes into your ribs and your
Yes,
organs.
it sure does. Sure does. I'm to that point in pregnancy where I'm just super uncomfortable. Like sleeping isn't really a thing, which I'm pretty sure it's just your body's way of preparing you to not sleep anyways.
Yeah, probably. Yes.
And people are like, sleep now. Like, what?
That only works with the first child.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
and you still don't get to. I remember being so uncomfortable. I wake up
right?
3 to 5
So you have
times
to
a night
wake
to
up
pee.
every,
I'm like, I
yeah.
don't sleep.
No, it's just all practice.
It's all practice. Practice that only affects me.
Yep.
It's it's less of a shocker, I guess, then for me.
It's the worst. Kids are the best.
Don't get us wrong. We love our kids.
Oh my
I've had
gosh.
back and knee surgery and I'm 30. Tell me about it. Oh, Braun.
Man.
Oh, so sorry. I have a niece that's 20 that has all these back problems now. Like, she sees a chiropractor twice a week, and she just has all these, like, she's like, I feel like my body's 50, but I'm only 20. And I'm like, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna have to get going here pretty soon. I gotta eat dinner. And I was
Yeah,
gonna eat dinner while we
I
chatted,
ate.
but then I never did.
What was that?
I said I was gonna eat my dinner. Here it is, everyone. It is glorious McDonald's.
Oh,
And by
yes.
glorious, I mean it's not glorious, but it is in a pinch dinner.
I love it.
This is our non-plan dinner. That's what happens when we don't plan.
Unfortunately, that
I said I gotta give it. Because I have been trying to do meal planning, amongst all the other things. And I told Aaron today, I'm like, I'm handing it back to you. I'm like, I just can't. I just am struggling to find the time to do it. I will still do the grocery shopping and I can help with lunch ideas and breakfast ideas. I'm like, but
Yeah.
I'm struggling.
We're in the
and
same
I feel like
boat.
I'm failing because then we're like last night we had Arby's and tonight we had McDonald's and I'm like, this is
Oh my God, Crystal, I'm not gonna lie, this makes me feel really good. We just talked about how bad we are and how everyone we know is onto the meal planning, like you. And it's funny because I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with us, but we can't do it. Like, every Sunday, I'm like, okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna make a grocery list, plan out our meals, and then I'm gonna do all the shopping on Monday. Like, instead it's just me going to the store trying to come up with last minute easy recipes.
I feel that. Well, so yeah, I don't know. So I was like, Aaron, you got to take it back, basically. And I think it made him like slightly off put. And I was like, I'm not yelling at you and I'm not saying anything's your fault. I'm saying I'm failing and you got to do it because, I'm just
It's not going to happen.
And I don't want to eat fast food. I don't even like it that much.
I know. It's so sad. We've been eating out. I keep telling Alex, like, we're done. This is the last time we're eating out for the month. Like, we're done. And then here we are.
Yep. Oh, yes. Yeah. Preaching to the choir, my dear. I don't know how people do.
HelloFresh saved your life. We did
I
the
wanna
every
try it.
plate, and I did really like it. It was really nice. It still took a long time to cook though, and like I think that was something I wasn't expecting because you still have to cook everything yourself. They just give you the like the recipe, which is in the actual groceries, which is
Right.
amazing. But I remember sitting there like some of our meals are just so fast that cooking for like 2 hours, I was like, God, this is a lot.
See, and we would be fine with that because, like, the actual cooking part isn't the problem necessarily. Because Aaron does all the cooking. He enjoys it, he likes it, so he does it. But it's the actual like sitting down and like, what are we going to? I think part of it is that our kids are just so fussy
Yeah.
that we sit down and we're like, what can we possibly meal plan this week that isn't the exact same meal plan as last week that they still didn't eat, even though they like that food. But apparently now they don't like that food anymore. So you're like, what are we going to do? So I think it's just a little like depressing.
So frustrating.
So we don't do it. And then we get to the week, or we had to change the way we did grocery shopping. I used to grocery shop on Monday mornings, but now I work on Mondays, and that's no longer a good day for grocery shopping. And really, there's no weekday that is good except maybe Wednesdays. But then it's weird to plan Wednesday to Wednesday and not, you know what I mean? Like there's just something like psychologically that you're like, I need to plan Monday to Sunday or Sunday to Saturday. It just, that feels more right, even though there's really no right way of doing it. So I'm like, we just have to get into the habit of we meal plan on, like Mondays, and then on Wednesdays I grocery shop, and whatever. So it's just getting into new routines, and we're just
It's hard. I mean, I never had one to begin with, but it's hard when you get into a new one.
Speaking from all of my grand experience.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I can't tell what the end of this is. I'm gonna cut these out, and then what time is it? Maybe I will stick them down.
It's 8:37.
I probably should go. Okay, I'm gonna finish cutting these out, and then we'll go, because then I need to tell them to put the kids to bed. And I guess by them I mean both of our husbands.
Yeah, if you can get mine out your door, that'd be great.
Alex came over here with May to hang out with the kids in the basement.
I'm so happy your basement's together, because we were talking earlier and I was like, Alex, you should just take her somewhere. Well, it's rainy, so they can't go to the park. Our library stopped doing reading at the 6 p.m. like they used to. So I was like, well, I would say go to Aaron's, but I don't want Crystal to have the loud kids in the background. Like, that's kind of not the point. So when I saw Aaron still there and like you said something about getting McDonald's, I was like, oh, they went there. But then you're like, the basement's good. I'm like, oh, that's all I needed to know.
Yes, it's so nice. Although, so today was Jonah's first day at home without Izzy during the morning. So for the first 2 hours of his day, we're trying to get him into the habit of the first thing we do in the morning is not go watch TV.
Yeah, it's very hard.
Oh, it's so hard. And so we're like, Aaron's like, go in the basement and play. And he just doesn't want to be down there by himself. I mean, you really can't blame him.
Yeah.
Because it's like away from everybody. He's all by himself. I did tell him you should play music and make it so it feels, more comforting.
Yeah, like more fun.
Yeah. Where it's not just.
It is hard. May is starting to wake up and beg for TV. And I'm like, okay, I think that's a sign that we need to slow down. Like, I'm going to try to do no TV tomorrow. Because she's getting, if she watches TV first thing in the morning, she's extremely fussy afterward. Like, she's not in a good mood. And we're starting to notice her throwing fits for the TV. So we're like, okay, we got to dial that back.
Yeah, nip that in the bud while you can.
Yeah, because
And I
it's
say that
that's not a
from
good
all of
habit.
I say that from all of my grand experience. You know, it's hard, man. You know, it's
Yeah.
a really cheap and easy babysitter is the television.
It
And
is. You know what's crazy though? They
really
say it
hungry.
actually makes your kids more needy.
It
That
does.
if
And they
you
are
get them
way more
used to not watching TV, then they don't need you as much to play independently.
also, it makes them like because they're sitting down and just like zombified and not doing anything. So their body's not really moving. They're
Yeah.
overstimulated with their brain. So then it creates this like bottling effect of all their energy. So then you
Yes.
turn the TV off and you're like, oh, it's time for bed. And then they're like Tasmanian devils all over the house. And you're like, holy
Yes.
crap, where did all this
Yeah.
energy come from?
I've seen
But,
things
you know,
say like if you can take them outside the last hour before bed, you're probably
sleep a
in
lot
a better
better.
spot.
Mondays are our favorites because they have swim lessons and then we come home and they go to bed and they sleep
Yeah.
so good. So good.
I'm actually really excited for tonight. Maybe you should go to bed really well with being over there in your basement. The only problem is Alex has got to keep her awake the whole drive home, which we do that with TV. We let her have her Kindle in the car a lot because it keeps her wide awake.
Mm-hmm. I understand that. Well, hopefully we're gonna head out of here so we can kick them out. I'm gonna kick them out. I'm gonna go eat my gourmet dinner.
You're
That's also probably now cold, but it's fine.
That's okay. I'm over here just jealous that you even got McDonald's because I mean, unless Alex picks me up something and it's sitting in the car, like I might have a cold. I don't know. I just ate a whole bag of imitation crab meat, so I'm hungry.
So do not take your nutrition inspiration from us over here. It's just not the reason to come here.
Please don't. Please don't.
Oh my gosh. Anyway. Well, I love your page. It turned out really cute.
Thank you. Yours too. I
Thank
really
you.
like that kit that you used.
Ooh, super cute.
Very
It
pretty.
turned out really good. I'm excited to use it more because now that it's open, I can
Yeah.
I can use it more.
I'm gonna take pictures of this as soon as I can because I
Me
keep
too. I
forgetting.
still have to take them from last week too.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully tomorrow it won't be rainy, and we'll do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it is really dark.
Yeah, I won't get it tonight, but hopefully tomorrow, or if not, before Thursday, I'll do it.
Yeah.
It is tomorrow, so tomorrow is the day. Oh gosh. Maybe. Actually, I got to do my one little word response. Shit. And then you tomorrow. Crap. Well, that's
so funny. You know what's so funny? May growls a lot when she's mad, and it wasn't until recently that I realized that it's me that growls. She gets the growling from me. I was messing with my printer earlier. I was so mad. It for some reason just wasn't printing, and then I just went and I was like, uh-oh. She gets the growling, like low growl from me, like like a feral animal.
Oh my gosh. That's funny. That's funny when they catch on to things like that.
Yeah, and you're like when she gets up, like sometimes she'll be like, ugh. like that's obviously how we sound when we get up from the sitting position. She's too little to have that problem.
Oh my god. That's the kind of stuff you need to document, that kind of stuff. Like pile all these things, all these little mannerisms that she's picked up from you guys. That would be a great story.
I need to do like a sound one that's like all of May's. Actually, that would be such a cute story because she still uses sounds for words. Like dog is still like breathing heavy. Ice cream is noun. Like, and she's not going to do that forever. That's actually a really good idea for a story.
Yes. I hear her. Hi, May. You want to say hi to your mama?
May.
You can only see her hands. You want to see? Okay, I'll show you. Look at Her
I can
hands are
turn
going to
this
be right
around
there.
even.
Oh,
Hi,
baby.
baby.
You'll
Here,
see
let
him. He'll show up. He'll show up right there.
Oh, boy. Look at that cute boy.
No. Okay.
Oh.
You see your hands? There they are. Oh, yeah. Mama's hands. All right. I'm going to put you back down. You got to get out of here. I was telling her I was going to kick you out. All right, friends. With that, we're headed out. With the cat and kid, it's time to go. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you on Thursday for book club. Actually, we'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know if Caitlin.
Oh, yeah.
But tomorrow we've got our makeup coffee hour at 1:00 in the afternoon. And then on Thursday's book club. So come to what you want to come to. We'll hang out. We'll talk about things. We'll do life. It'll be good. Everyone go eat, get some sleep. See you tomorrow.
Yes.
Bye,
Bye.
friends.